Hey, Cancer. It's your season, and it's the solstice coming up. Well, what do we have here for you? So before I just give you these next two cards that just came out, or the first two cards that came out, all information, work with me one-on-one is below. Let me scoot over a little. As well as the second part to this reading, which will be on Patreon. That will be the first link below for the extended version. That's where you can find it every month. All right, so this. It seems as though Gemini season really came through for you in a way that was major. What was revealed to you is that a lot of shit happens in Gemini season. A lot of things get mixed up, pushed around, spoken. A lot of things happen. And it's like each air sign gives way to, has like a theme of what comes out. Like who reveals themselves, as well as you revealing who you really are as you react to these different situations. This one in particular, seems to be that you may have found out that something or someone in your life was being not truthful, was being very shady, and you found out in a way that maybe you didn't love, but it helped really conclude in turn, not that it's like the best way for things to end, it really concluded this like time in your life, this certain particular chapter story that has been told. You were already feeling like you were already just kind of steamrolling perhaps the season, and then this came out and you're just like, all right, like it's just time for a legitimate change. And then for some of you, it's this renewal in a relationship, a renewal in a contract. And before you move forward, there may be some negotiating to do, so don't be afraid to negotiate a little. We are still transitioning, and as Cancer season comes, this new moon in Gemini was so nice. It just happened. So as this comes out, as this comes through, the moon will be in Cancer again. So sun and moon playing around in Cancer as Gemini season makes it, we're making our way out of Gemini season. So there just says a lot in these two cards. I would be careful with any information that you have if you don't want to really ruin relationships right now. If you don't care, again, like if you're one of those Cancers who's been kind of steamrolling the month and you just want to keep going, that's fine. You know what happens in your season. You'll be okay as your season approaches. This is about not letting your power slip away from you regardless of what you're learning. Yes, what you're hearing may not be the easiest thing to hear right now. And I wouldn't wish that upon anyone, but it's almost as though you really needed it. There's like a clean sweep of air coming through. And Mars and Venus in Leo is very clear where don't start something you don't have necessarily the energy for. It could just be distracting you from what you're meant to go towards. Because of course this month people are going to want to distract you now from doing what you're meant to do, and people will have to learn, like, if this is how you want to go about things, this is the repercussions. And you are willing at this point to not keep letting these things happen anymore, like whatever fights, whatever inconsistencies, whatever things that just keep you at arm's length almost, keep you walking maybe on eggshells. Like it's time for you to speak up. You have a lot more value than you realize, and maybe it is time. You're very aware of this season that's happening in your life. Like quickly death comes quickly, winter's here within you, and then quickly life is trying to move you into life during this Gemini season, and it's a cause for that can cause to dam you up before your season, you know, if you're not too careful. So as we are now in your season, you realize that certain relationships had to die, certain situations, certain things that kept coming up from the past. This could also be Pluto playing along with it, because Pluto is in retrograde, but we'll get more into that into the second part. And you have these moments in this month where layers keep stripping, like each layer is stripping down, and you're getting to this very exposed place where even you can't control this month. No, you know, no one's in control this month, especially, like, but you know that, and still you have to be aware of that, because whatever it is that you need to say has great value to it and is really important for you to say this month, regardless of what's bringing you to this. As long as it's coming from a place of not trying to control, but it's really adding value, it'd be really important for you to say what you need to say, because something important is coming out of this, out of these layers, out of this exposure. And into the light, into the waves, into Cancer seasons current. It's not easy for you. It doesn't look very easy for you. And what I'd like to say is that you are very strong and you are capable, and you know that. And this month, the more that you listen to your intuition, the more that you keep that instinctual line open to source, open to this intimate space, the more you'll be led exactly the way that you need to go for yourself. The way that wherever this is leading you. Because the thing about Gemini season is that we do get exposed to truth, even Geminis, that we have to confront. And then in your season, it's like, how do we confront this, or how do we look at this with respect? How do we look at this in a motherly way? But moms aren't all, you know, the cosmic mother doesn't mean it's gonna be, everything's gonna be cozy. You know, that's not what water is. That isn't what water is. And you have some responsibility to yourself. You owe it to yourself, Cancer, to give yourself the chance to not just speak up or say something in a way where people are going to assume you say it kind of maybe passive aggressively or sideways. No, you're saying it straightforward. And if whoever doesn't get it, that's a clue for you. And especially by year moon. The full moon's the 3rd, but then year moon is the 17th. So towards the end of your season, you will begin to call back and feel this power coming back to you. What it looks like here is that there's a transference and a healing happening between your masculine and your feminine side. And if you know the symbol of Cancer, it's that little, it's the circles that almost look like yin yang, or 6 and a 9. And what you'll feel is that whatever is healing this feminine part of yourself, because it's been maybe overcompensating. And now the masculine side of yourself is here to say, I can hold you. I can heal. We can heal this. I can give you what you need. You're not alone. So maybe even by the full moon in Capricorn on the 3rd, you'll see that this starts to kind of open up for you. So this month, and then you have all these people looking towards the 2 of Pentacles, which you'll see more in the extended reading. you will come across this. It looks like you'll come across this after you speak what you need to speak, say what you need to say. Don't hold back now. There's no point. This is the perfect time. In between of Gemini and Cancer season is not a time to hold back. It's time to let it be what it is. Reveal yourself. It's just time. Because you know that if it gets pushed now, and you get pushed now, and you keep getting pushed, and you don't address being pushed by your season, you don't know. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what you're going to say. You'll need to hold back more. You might not realize you're doing it. There's so much gets, like, we think Gemini season is a time where, like, holy shit, so much is happening. But Cancer season, there's, like, an excess of these emotions. So if you don't draw the lines now, there's no way they're not going to be crossed as the season comes in. So it's up to you to know this responsibility for yourself, right? And know that will and always does trickle to other people. I know that you always have this tendency to put that responsibility perhaps on yourself. And for those of you who do, just realize, and there's so many different ways and different texts and different concepts that say this, that the more you do it for yourself, the more you are doing it for others. And I think this month is stressing that more than ever for you, because then in turn, the Six of Cups behind the King of Wands is saying that, and I've been seeing it somewhat this way, and I saw it this way recently, so I wanted to share this, that we have these, the heads going opposite ways here. One way, which I would say the King of Wands is more the conscious, and then you have, and this is all about the subconscious, but you have them looking opposite ways, so the conscious and the subconscious. The more you don't realize, because there's something that I know you crave, which is this sensitive give and take, this respective give and take. But if you don't know where you're at, or you're healing certain things, then a lot of different things are going to come up, right? So now that this is coming up, the King of Wands is like in the forefront, and you're conscious, saying, drawing these boundaries, or allowing yourself to be soft, or rest in yourself, or drawing the boundaries to other people, so that you can have this time to yourself, because a lot of people are going to come after you this month. This is, if last month revealed to you anything, it's that this month is not a month to give in to maybe those who have hurt you. It could be a great time to reconcile, but I would wait towards the end of the month if you wanted to reconcile, if there's anything like that you really need to say, because you won't, unfortunately, really know if people are just trying to win you over, get some of that magic or something. So I would say, that's what I would say, is so towards the end of the month, you'll be more clear, especially by your full moon. It'll be very obvious to you. So that subconscious thing is that the more that you set the tone for the month to yourself, to the people that possibly need to hear it, the more that you'll get that softness in the places that you really need it, in the places that you really, and it's possible that you're even, what you need and what you desire are in line, right, for this month. Oh, I didn't say happy birthday. Happy birthday to those Cancers out there, by the way. To all of you out there. And around the full moon, you might want to be in a place where you can emotionally feel safe for this transmutation to happen. You may even feel this transmutation happen. It's almost like what we see in the movies, or what you visualize. You may want to visualize. Maybe you'll even have a more powerful and beautiful visualization than you do. It could be through some art, but around the moon, you may want to, and you feel the need to express and allow this transmutation to happen, so that you're really setting yourself up for Leo season in a way where I think last Cancer season, we talked about it being quiet. This is another one that will be somewhat quiet. It all depends on how you respond to it. That's all. And I just mean that in the way where you get to pull back for yourself. You get to take some time for yourself. Or you're thinking about and planning, you know, when you can do that for yourself. And easily that makes whatever you feel is more important to you more clear. All right, Cancer? I will see you in the next part. All information is below. And again, happy birthday.